name is Juan Ortiz. Some call me Johnny. What games I specialize in for what I do? I mostly adhere to platformers and action adventure games. Pretty much anything that's overly stylized. Something like, I don't know, I guess Bayonetta would be a good example to go to because I love a game that's completely self-aware, and it just how I like to roll with that. And when I got time to spare, I also like to invest time in RPGs, Final Fantasy, Bravely Default, Chrono Trigger, and I guess the Tales of series as of late.
I'm Matthew Metelli, and while I don't really have a thing I particularly specialize in outside of maybe JRPGs and the action games, I'll pretty much play whatever I can get into outside of racing and sports games.
My name is Elliot Cancel, Creepy Elliot for my own YouTube channel. For me personally, I usually like to play action games and horror games and any game that can have a really good story. I love story-driven games. SGB is pretty much a trio of two brothers and a friend who just commentate over games that we either enjoy or we hate, but we do it just to entertain, and it's a lot of fun.
SGB stands as an acronym for the Super Gamer Brothers. It originally started as myself and Elliot. It was the name of our YouTube channel when it first started in 2008, and then as Elliot grew older and our schedules differed greatly throughout the years, we decided to separate, and I made the channel pretty much everything that I wanted to do. And after I established myself in another channel called Brain Scratch Commentaries, I figured, hey, I can do this as well here locally with my brother Elliot, and we decided to bring back the Super Gamer Brothers moniker. So now the Super Gamer Brothers is a full-out Let's Play channel with me, myself, Elliot, and my best friend Matt.
Well, it was during the new Super Mario Brothers Wii Let's Play, and I had a really great time with Elliot and Juan. And then Juan decided to try to bring me back in again for Mortal Kombat 9. And then after that, I just started appearing more often ever since then.
How does it feel working with my brother?
To be honest, it actually feels really good because if it wasn't for my brother John, I wouldn't be such a gamer that I am today. And I wouldn't even know where I'd be if it wasn't for him, because we just bond so much because we always like to talk about games and like other stuff.
Well, I gotta say, now it's really good because he's now into the editing side of things, which really relieves a lot of stress and load from my back. Because back then I did everything, recording, editing, uploading, scheduling, the whole 9 yards. And now I can look forward to Elliot not just being a good company for whatever we Let's Play, but as a fellow partner when it comes to the behind the scenes mentality.
It's just nice knowing that like John, who is also somewhat my employer, he trusts me so much, and then just being here, it's very cool.
What I do outside of what I do is I watch movies, I play games on my own leisure, enjoy a good meal. I like to cook every once in a while when the ingredients are right, and you know, that's about it. You know, I don't read as much as I used to, and when I really have enough time in my hands, I love to draw and I love to animate, but only when I have a lot of time.
I currently employed at Comcast as a technician of sorts. I also, like Juan, I play video games. I go to the gym and weight train. I don't look it, I know, but I actually do weight train a lot. I've learned how to cook more and more dishes, particularly with seafood. And I'm pretty much taking care of my mother full time, as well as doing my basic housekeeping duties and stuff like that.
Currently, I attend school. I am an audio production major. I like to hang out with my friends, family, and I just love to play games. You know, I just, it's so cool just like being a gamer. But I also do my own channel on YouTube where I do creepypasta narrations. And that can be stressful at times, but I still manage to like be able to pull through it.
So a Let's Play in my eyes is when a personality that you like watching on YouTube or whatever sort of video avenue you have on the internet plays a game and you enjoy watching them, not strictly because of what they're playing, but who's playing the game. You know, because anybody with a capture card or editing software can upload what they play.
I'm going to use slow beats words for this. So, you know how basically when you watch like a DVD or a video, they've got like commentators from basically who was involved in the production and all that? Well, imagine in the case of a Let's Play, it's a jackass who has no idea of what went on during production of the video game, talking about what he's seeing on the screen there and giving his own insight on it. That's essentially a Let's Play in and of itself.
They can either do it very comedically or inform people. In this case, we like to do both, but we also want to make sure that we keep a fair balance between being comedians and being able to inform the viewer what we're playing and what we know about the game. I usually just go through a list of games that I can see that can have potential to be Let's Played. And if I feel like I can do it, I would play through a game just to get practice on it. And then when we get to it, then we'll be able to get to it.
I pretty much line them up along a wall and throw a dart. And whatever the dart hits is basically what I feel like playing. Favorite Let's Play? The RPGs that I usually do at one are some of the best ones I do. Usually, sometimes I find when I'm not the one playing but co-commentating, especially on a game that I haven't had no experience with, I feel make for some of my more favorite ones because I can only go off of what I've seen here, like Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog that we're doing right now, because I have not fucking touched that game myself ever, but I'm just watching the glorious train wreck come along. Some things that Elliot plays because he's likely to broaden my horizons on games or series I would have missed. Stuff like that is usually the ones I love watching on because that's when I can really freestyle and try to improvise with that.
I can't pick one because, you know, I can pick a select number, but I can't pick just one. LA Noire is to me when we really started hitting our stride.
Which is a game that I played for the channel, where literally throughout the entire game I was just driving recklessly throughout the city, and that was fun. But now people fear for their lives if I get a driver's license.
The worst Let's Play we've ever done. Any commentary where, personally, I feel like if I'm yawning too much, and that could be just because of sleep deprivation or something like that, or a Let's Play of a game where you run out of things to say fast. Like, Juan said it all the time beforehand that the worst game you could play is a boring one, not so much a bad one, because while you have a bad one that's just outright shit, you can always riff on it, laugh about it, make jokes about it, or stuff like that. With a boring game, it's just there. It hits all the right notes, it checks off all the tick boxes to shut up the executive producers, but at the end of the day, you're not having fun and you're just like this. And those are the games I actually don't like to Let's Play, so to speak, but the question was, what was the worst one? God of War 1. And not because Elliot played badly at it or the jokes weren't there, but the game itself I just found really dull. So I was struggling on that one.
No, I wouldn't say that's the worst Let's Play I've ever done. Not because of quality, but not just of like commentary quality, but just more like actual video quality. I would probably say Legend of Zelda on the NES, because that was attempt number 3. We had audio issues up the ass, we had video issues up the ass, and then even when we got finished recording it, it still had a lot of problems, but I was just exhausted at that point. It's like, screw it, let's just upload it anyway. Let's move on to Zelda 2. So like we can get to A Link to the Past.
I would have to say one of our first ones, and that would be Crash Bandicoot 3, because I was young, and I didn't know what to do at that time. I'm not talking about like gameplay wise, I'm talking about like commentating in general, because I found it hard at first to be able to talk and play a game at the same time. But then as I kept going, I gotten better at it, and it's one of those times where in the YouTube space and for our fans, it's pretty infamous.
Oh, come on! Why did you double jump?
I did!
No, you didn't. You just jumped once. Which means you obviously did not double jump.
I did! Double jump!
No, you didn't.
What isn't the memorable one is the question. Yeah, there were a lot of memorable things. Like, I remember playing Five Nights at Freddy's 1. This was, I think, a year ago. And I literally did a no-death run, going completely blind in that game. And really, after doing that, I felt like I redeemed myself for other mishaps that had happened.
The Joker laugh from Sonic 2006, where Elliot just, for some reason, be it cosmic horror or whatever, just decided to bombard him with meteors left, right, and sideways. And I just could not help it. I was uncontrollable in a fit of laughter, which turned me into which made it sound like I got infected with Joker's laughing gas. But goddamn, that was a point where I could not breathe. Literally, I was laughing too goddamn fucking hard.
Good thing there's oh, I wanted some ranks. I need. Oh, what? Oh my god! Oh my god! This is bullshit! Bullshit, man! I'm about to laugh myself unconscious. Holy shit!
Honestly, I think it really depends on if we run into something game breaking or not. And well, like one of the things that immediately came to mind is actually in the LA Noire playthrough, because that game was littered with so many bugs, and Elliot was driving in the dumpster truck, and we were driving past some platforms that looked like they were hovering in midair, and then we had a running gag where we gave Cole Phelps so many jobs, and we gave him the Houdini job at that point, and then the blocks reappear, and then Matt's just like, I made it reappear. Then I'm dying laughing because it fits so fucking well. I love timing. Like when a joke is properly timed, those are my most memorable jokes.
How is it doing? Cole Phelps, Houdini. Oh! I made it reappear. He made it reappear.
He's still in.
He really is a magician.
What did I do before YouTube? I was pretty much freelance artist. I went to Teal College for Liberal Arts in 2005 up until 2007. I only stayed for 2 years because by that time I already took every single art course or art major that was offered there. So I was essentially wasting money on other assets or skills that I know I wasn't going to need or use because I wasn't majoring in business or communications. So during that time, before I decided to get a full-out retail job, like 3 of them, I pretty much just went on the internet, offered my artistic services for a price, and just drew whatever everyone wanted me to draw.
Aside from the obvious answer, I worked at 7-Eleven, I worked at Wells Fargo, and I was a former cybersecurity and information technology student at Drexel. And then that kind of fell through, so now I'm just like working, and well, that's kind of it. Honestly, I just work right now.
Before YouTube, I really wasn't doing anything. I've always been into house. I've always played games, but I never had a job. That was the one thing I always struggled with, was getting a job.
I wouldn't say anything really got me into YouTube other than cat videos, but there's also I don't know, I was just like watching YouTube videos and just having a good laugh at a whole bunch of stuff. What really got me into, well, not so much YouTube, but Let's Plays in general, is actually the Something Awful forums, where they really got a lot of goons putting a lot of effort into those good Let's Plays they do. Of course, they also have a notorious project of not being finished, but when they do and they're seeing all the way through to the end, you get some really great Let's Plays out of that forum.
Other internet personalities. James Rolfe, video game nerd, Dog Walker, because he got his start on YouTube before he made his own website, that guy with the glasses. And that's pretty much where it began. I keep up with a lot of other personalities nowadays, not as much as I used to, but that's pretty much where it all began.
What got me into YouTube was seeing so many other personalities, such as the Angry Video Game Nerd, or the Nostalgia Critic, or Angry Joe, or like other YouTube personalities. And then when I get asked like, hey, you want to do a YouTube video? I'm like, okay then.
No, I want to change it. I mean, it's a great stress reliever, and I enjoy doing what I do. It's just, although all I do is commentate, it's still a good time to have.
Absolutely not. This is something I love doing. I love being able to interact with both John and Matt, along with our fans, and seeing a following that we've gained for so many years. We've been doing this for we started this in 2009. We've been doing it for 6 years. And it's so strange just going so far from what we've started, and then we've got up to this point. It's very heartwarming, to say the least, and very accomplishing, I should say.
No. If I were to change anything, it was, I guess, get the ball rolling on it sooner. I wouldn't change it at all, because I'm very happy with what I've managed to accomplish since I started YouTube in 2008. No, since I began a video career in YouTube in 2008. Now, I make it sound like I made YouTube. I'm very happy with my amount of progression that I've had, the amount of people I've been able to entertain. You know, I go back to my Too Many Games convention 2000, last year, and the amount of people that came to the panel, you know, that's showing me progress. I'm doing something right, and I'm going to keep doing it until my limbs fall off.